Big game breakdown here on SportsBit. Let's get right into it. The 76ers and the Heat. Eastern Conference showdown tonight, right now. Philadelphia -1. Short road chalk, as short as you can get when it comes to road chalk. Total 206 over the Heat. You look at the standings right here. Philadelphia, they're sitting at number 7. Miami sitting at number 8. With Detroit, I don't know, I'm not going to call them tanking, but with Detroit struggling, these two teams look to be in pretty good position to hang on to these spots, although all of a sudden, Charlotte has started to surge since the All-Star break. If either one of these squads struggles, there's at least the potential for someone to come up from the bottom into the playoff picture in the Eastern Conference. This is the third meeting between these two teams in February. They've both been tight. Philadelphia -4. They won by 6 in the first meeting. Philadelphia -4 at home both times. They won by 2 in the second meeting. That was a game that Miami led by 24 before halftime. And Philly came all the way back and won it. But one game decided by 6, one game decided by 2. Clearly, they've been competitive, as the markets are expecting for tonight. From the All-Star break in 2017 to the All-Star break in 2018, Miami, 46-37, playoff caliber team. They didn't make the playoffs last year, and they're not guaranteed to make the playoffs this year. Again, they're 2.5 games against the Pistons. They're 4 games ahead of Charlotte. But, I worry about Miami and their closing kick. Spoelstra's gotten just about as much as he can out of the talent level on hand. They have a winning record despite being outscored for the season. There's no particular strength. Look at this graphic. I mean, you want to sum up the Miami Heat in one single statistic. Here it is. Net points per 100 possessions, -0.9. That's not what we expect from playoff teams. Since January 22nd, Miami 1-7 straight up against teams that would make the playoffs if the playoffs started today. That's not what we're looking for out of teams in this point spread range. But Spoelstra's a genius. Dwayne Wade is a difference maker for that team. He's brought hope, he's brought leadership, and he's brought better depth. You look at the four-man rotation with Wade, Adebayo, Johnson, Ellington coming off the bench. Any other fifth player, they've been great. 73 minutes together, already plus 21. When you look at Spoelstra's quote, Spoelstra will figure out a way to use these guys. They have some dynamic skill sets they can bring to the table. We're not expecting it to be a finished product right now. We want them to find a game that works for them and be super dynamic. It would be a heck of a weapon if that second unit can really be a game changer. I'm not selling the Heat short. I know the stats don't like them. I know there are some concerns about Miami in terms of, star potential. I like this Heat team. I don't like the matchup against Philly necessarily tonight. Although, one thing that does work in Miami's favor, the Sixers are struggling with depth issues right now. No question. When you look at the key cogs for Philadelphia, let's get this graphic up there. Look at the key cogs right now. With Embiid and Covington and Simmons on the court, they're great. When they're off the court, you look at the net points per 100 possessions, they're not good with any one of those three on the floor. So when you talk about when does Philly's lack of depth matter the most? First half of the season, you're a little bit fresher. Playoffs, rotations get shortened. When you have a team that lacks depth, when it matters most is like the dog days of March coming up right here. Maybe not in this initial stretch out of the All-Star break, but it's coming for Philly, and it's a concern. So, the good for the lack of depth, Embiid and Simmons, they finally get a full season of work together, lots of minutes on the floor. These guys are going to improve, which is scary given those plus-minus numbers. But the bad, of course, this Embiid and Simmons that haven't gone through a full season yet, one would expect they might wear down. And Philly, for as much talent as they have, 0 playoff experience. That could hurt them significantly when it comes to April. Understand why Philly's a road chalk here. Not in any rush to step in front of the Sixers. But look at Philly's road record of late. They have not been beating good teams on the highway. Interesting game to consider. Not a game I'm going to get to the betting window with. Wizards and Bucks coming up next, right here on SportsBit. Like the show? Help us keep the lights on. Please make sure to comment, share, and subscribe to all the Sportsbook Review videos. Thanks so much. Best of luck. Enjoy the game.